I survived the death penalty. My name is Maggie Dixon. I got pregnant, but I never planned to be a mother. In medieval Scotland, hiding a pregnancy was against the law. When it came time to give birth, the baby was stillborn. I panicked and left the body behind, but it didn't take long for someone to find it. I was sentenced to death by hanging. They carried out the execution, put me in a coffin, and thought it was over. But on the way to the grave, people heard noises. When they opened the coffin, I was alive. My hands around my neck, eyes wide open. Some wanted to hang me again, but you can't be punished twice for the same crime. So I was allowed to live.
I was on the Titanic. In 1912, I finally realized my dream of being on the most impressive ship in the world. I'm Violet Jessup from Argentina. My job as a nurse has taken me all over the globe. But nothing could have prepared me for the night the Titanic hit an iceberg. I was lucky to get a spot in a lifeboat, but the sights from that night, I'll never forget. And that wasn't my first close call. In 1911, I was on the Olympic when it collided with a warship. The ship didn't sink, but it was a terrifying experience. Then, in 1916, I worked on the Britannic, another massive ship. It struck a mine and went down. I barely escaped, jumping into the sea. 3 ships, 3 disasters, and I survived them all. They called me Miss Unsinkable because
I gave birth to a child when I was just 5, which made me the youngest mother in history. My name is Lena Medina, and I'm from Peru. I was born in 1933. When my belly started growing, everyone assumed it was a tumor. My parents took me to the hospital, and that's when they discovered I was actually 7 months pregnant. It was a massive shock for everyone. It turned out that I had gone through early hormonal development, which is why I started menstruating so young. Despite everything, I gave birth to a healthy, beautiful baby boy who weighed nearly 3 kilograms. As for the child's father, his identity remained a mystery. There were suspicions within the family, but the truth was never uncovered.
8 days after my wedding, I pushed my husband off a cliff. I'm Jordan Graham. In June 2013, I married Cody Johnson. He was crazy about me, ready to spend his whole life by my side. But me, I didn't feel the same. He wasn't someone I was close to. Honestly, I only got married to be the center of attention for a day. 8 days later, I told Cody I had a surprise for him and asked him to wear a blindfold. We went to Glacier Park, walked right up to the edge of a cliff, and that's when I did it. The next day, I reported him missing. At his funeral, I raised suspicions because I was laughing. Eventually, I confessed, and now I'm serving 30 years in prison.
I am the only priest who was executed in the electric chair. My name is Hans Schmidt, and I was born in 1881 in Germany. In 1909, I emigrated to the United States. I ended up at St. Boniface Church in New York. There, I met Anna Aumüller, the most beautiful woman. The hostess stole my heart. I could not resist the feeling. I secretly gave us a wedding, which was against Catholic principles. One day we learned that Anna was pregnant. I knew then that I had to choose between her and God. I decided to end Anna's life. The body was found 3 days later by teenagers in the river. I confessed to the murder, and I paid with my life, so...
One punch changed my life forever. My name is Pritchard Colon, and this is my story. I was an undefeated boxer with a bright future ahead of me. But everything changed in 2015. My fight against Terrell Williams was filled with dirty tactics. My opponent repeatedly hit me in the back of the head. The referee didn't do anything. After the fight, I collapsed in the bathroom and was rushed to the hospital. I fell into a coma, and after 221 days, I finally woke up. Unfortunately, nothing was the same. I ended up in a vegetative state with no chance of recovery. Thankfully, I have a loving family who takes care of me. My sister keeps reminding me of my best moments and trains with me. I'm living proof of how one moment can completely change a promising life because
I was shot 5 times in 1994. I thought it was over, but that was just the beginning. I'm Tupac Shakur, born in 1971 in New York. I rose from the streets to become their voice, inspiring millions. After surviving those 5 bullets, I faced more challenges and went to prison. Even behind bars, Me Against the World came out and boosted my career. After my release, I recorded All Eyes on Me, a huge hit. On September 7th, 1996, after a Mike Tyson fight, I was shot 12 times by a white Cadillac while sitting in my car. 5 bullets hit me. This time, I didn't survive. But my music and message live on.